Hello, and we're back for round 4 with Hardened Scales. Let's see if we can find a reasonable hand. This looks like a pretty clear mulligan to me. You know, the animation modules aren't really doing much, even though we do have the Land Reborn. But I think we're going to mulligan this hand. Doesn't really have any creatures or anything. This hand is not great, but I am going to keep it. I think I'm going to ditch... I'm going to ditch Throne of Geth. We have a... we do have a sack outlet and scrapyard recombiner, as well as a way to get us going. We don't have a Hardened Scales sadly this game, so maybe we aren't going to keep the 5-0, 10-0 dream alive. But we're not doing too bad with this hand, I would say. Less than desirable 6, but we've got a reasonable way to go. Oof, Thoughtseize. So we're probably losing. We're losing Walking Ballista there. That's interesting. Not the scrapyard recombiner. Okay. Attack for 1. Opponent could be on a Death Shadow strategy with Mishra's Bauble and Thoughtseize. It looks like they just have another Thoughtseize. Maybe should have used Pendelhaven there, but if we do believe they're on a Death Shadow strategy, we don't want to take out their life too much. Yep, this does look like Grixis Death Shadow. It's unfortunate. Though I do think this is a good matchup overall, so let's activate here. Pass the turn. Maybe we weren't supposed to attack with the Arcbound Worker last turn if we do think they are in fact Death Shadow, but there's no guarantee even with Swamp Mishra's Bauble. So we'll see what they end up doing here. Mishra's Bauble themselves. Okay, so they can set up with the Bloodstained Mire. I believe we're not going to be blocking as there's no way to actually kill this Death Shadow with a Fetch Shock, putting it as a 4/4 even with the Pendelhaven. So we're just going to take the hit. Hopefully use our Hangerback Walker to accrue more advantage in this game. Don't have much else going on with our mana, so it's not a bad way to sink our mana each turn. Let's see if we're going to take the 1. Looks like we're going to be taking at least 4 here. Doesn't look like any more. Looks like a Gurmag Angler coming down afterwards. And we'll see if we can find something to beat this draw from our opponent. Nope, looks like we're just finding some more lands. I think I'm just going to activate the Hangerback Walker now and then pass the turn. I guess we should have actually done it in their upkeep the more that I think about it now. Now we'll pass the turn. See what they end up having. If they just have a Temur Battle Rage, then we are pretty dead if it's that plus any spell. So it'd be 7 plus 5. Yeah, I'm fine with no blocks at least for this turn. If they have Temur Battle Rage, we're dead regardless. So doesn't look like they have that. We're going down to 7 and pass the turn. Scrapyard Recombiner, not the worst thing to find. And then we'll pass the turn here. We do need to block with our Hangerback Walker coming up. So we will do that. Street Race Cycle, okay. Find a removal spell of some sort. That is unfortunate, but it doesn't look like they have it at least just yet. They have Temur Battle Rage, we still are dead, so let's just block as if they do not have it. We still are going to block both of them. So I don't want to die to like a Kolaghan's Command or a Lightning Bolt of some sort. This, we put the counter here, as this is the only place to put it. Opponent doesn't seem to have much going on right now. So that's good for us. What do they have here? Okay. Interesting that they did it like this. Now we just have lethal, I believe, in the air. So that's nice. Our opponent messed up there pretty badly. So that's good for us. Yep, fetch here, do this, attack for 6 in the air. Yeah, I don't think we should have won that game by any means, but our opponent messed up there pretty badly and gave us a window to win, and we took it. I'd like to thank our opponent for giving us that opportunity. We're going to bring in Dismembers here. I think on the play I like Karn, but not on the draw, and I think just Dismembers here are good. Steel Overseer is a little bit slow. Animation module is like perfect for this matchup, same with Scrapyard Recombiner. I feel like there's too many ways to just instantly deal with Steel Overseer. That's not going to be the greatest. Throne of Geth is not great, especially if we just have creatures on the board. We're going to be winning most of the time, so I think Throne of Geth is going to be overkill a lot. And I do like animation module and creating a bunch of chump blockers while we're able to attack them. Hangerback Walker, Walking Ballista. Hangerback Walker creates flying attackers, which they don't deal with well, and Walking Ballista can just ping them out when they're going to a low life total with Death Shadow. So I like the rest of the deck. I was very surprised to lose or to win that last game, but our opponent gave us the ability to do so because he messed up with how his sequencing was. So appreciate that from the opponent. Now this hand is very good. We have double Hardened Scales, insulates us from a discard spell. Okay, Inquisition. So I'm guessing we're going to lose the Ancient Stirrings. We're going to get a Hardened Scales down, at least one of them, and then we get to have all of our top decks just be amazing that aren't just like Darksteel Citadel or Forest, basically, which is a large portion of our deck. So I feel like we are in a good position. Yep, looks like they did end up taking the Ancient Stirrings there. Get this Hardened Scales down. We can even develop the Land War Reborn next turn if we choose to, instead of the Arcbound Worker, while we wait for more mana to, if it does get killed, we can at least put it onto a Nexus. But I'm not exactly sure what our opponent's going to do to disrupt us, so we'll see what we end up getting to do. Looks like a Death Shadow here. So I do actually like Hardened Scales plus the Land War Reborn. It also makes it so we can make a humongous Arcbound Worker, like as a 6/6. And our opponent needs to have some interesting things here to make it so we can't just like team block the Death Shadow to kill it. Serum Visions, Mishra's Bauble, they top bottom, so they're probably going to target us, which they did. Hangerback Walker, that's actually huge here. So I'll lead on Hangerback Walker here. I'm definitely going to put the counters here. Do this, and our opponent's going to be hard pressed to win this game at this point, as we're going to have a huge amount of Thopter tokens and have backup creatures as well as backup threats with the Nexi themselves. If we find a Walking Ballista or just an Arcbound Ravager, I find it very hard for our opponent to win. Oh, that's a bit of a problem, but this looks like nearly a perfect draw. Let's not tap that. Let's tap here. Kill the Death Shadow. Play out the Arcbound Worker. Play this. Attack here, and our opponent has said GG. So it looks like 4-0-8-0 for us. Deck's playing out perfectly, just as we want it. Drawing Hardened Scales when we need it. Opponents did make some missteps in game 1 to allow us to win, but you know, that's how Magic goes sometimes. 4-0-8-0. Let's see if we can get the trophy in the next round. And see you in the next video.